Before humans explored the wetlands of the Pantanal, before science understood the pulse of its floods, there already existed a vast kingdom of water where every season transformed the landscape and triggered a new struggle for life. In the wild Pantanal, among overflowing rivers, hidden lagoons, and plains that disappear underwater, the great predators compete for territory and food, resorting to strength, stealth, and patience in one of the most unpredictable ecosystems in South America. Welcome to Wild Pantanal, the battle for survival among the great predators. Please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to give us more motivation to produce more quality content. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on the video below and let us know where you are watching this video from to discuss together. Let's start. The Amazon River unfolds like a vital artery that beats with an unstoppable force through the densest jungle on the planet. Its murky and deep waters hide a world of invisible currents that challenge the endurance of any creature that swims in its depths. Beneath the apparently calm surface, danger lurks in the form of hidden predators and sudden changes in the flow that can disorient the most expert. Survival here is not a right, but an achievement earned every second through constant vigilance and adaptation. In this dynamic environment, a family of giant otters emerges, a united clan that patrols secondary channels with military coordination. Each member plays a specific role, transforming this group of mammals into one of the most respected forces in the fluvial ecosystem. Their objective is to secure a territory rich in fish to feed the numerous offspring that depend exclusively on the adult's skill. Maintaining a constant supply of energy is the absolute priority to ensure that the youngest reach maturity in such a competitive world. Failure to obtain sufficient resources would cause the disintegration of social ties and the weakening of the group's defense against intruders. In the flooded jungle, a malnourished family quickly loses its status and becomes vulnerable to attacks from other opportunistic predators. The adults initiate a systematic search along the riverbed, using their highly sensitive vibrissae, or whiskers, to capture the movement of fish. Their agility underwater is surprising, allowing them to perform sharp turns and high-speed pursuits in very small spaces. A giant otter can reach 1.8 meters in length and needs to consume up to 4 kilograms of fish a day due to its fast metabolism. This nutritional requirement forces them to be tireless hunters who depend on the clarity of the water to locate their prey by sight. An obstacle arises when the sediments of a recent storm turn the water opaque, neutralizing the visual advantage of the group of hunters. They must change their tactics and rely on a complex vocal communication system to maintain formation and surround schools of fish in the darkness. Through high-pitched whistles and rhythmic barks, the clan coordinates a surrounding attack that pushes the fish toward shallow waters near the shore. It is a moment of high tension where the precision of each movement decides whether the day will end with a full stomach or in an exhausting search. Success arrives when the members of the family manage to capture several large specimens, securing the necessary nutrients to maintain group cohesion. The feast takes place on a sandbar, reinforcing the emotional bonds that are the basis of their strength against the threats of the Amazon. The presence of these otters is an indicator of the ecosystem's health, as their vulnerability to pollution makes them guardians of clean water. They represent the harmony between social life and predatory efficiency in one of the most complex environments on Earth. However, peace is temporary, and the sound of a distant vessel breaks the silence of dawn, bringing with it new uncertainties for the clan. The struggle to keep their home free from external interference is about to face a decisive test that will mark the future of their offspring. In the serene margins of the Pantanal, where water and land merge in an infinite embrace, lives a being of a peaceful nature. The capybara, known scientifically as Hydrochoerus hydrochaeris, holds the title of the largest rodent currently existing on our planet. With a robust structure, an adult can reach a weight of 65 kilograms, far exceeding any other member of their biological order. Its body morphology is perfectly adapted to semi-aquatic life, with limbs that possess interdigital membranes for efficient swimming. Like hippos, its eyes, ears, and nostrils are situated on the top of its head to remain alert while submerged. This social inhabitant never walks alone, preferring the safety of groups that can vary between 10 and 30 individuals. The Pantanal offers the ideal setting, with vast stretches of grasses that serve as the main sustenance for its herbivorous diet. However, its position in the ecological pyramid is delicate, being a fundamental link for the large trackers of the wetland. Under the dense vegetation, the jaguar observes every movement of the group, evaluating the distance for a tactical encounter. In the depths of the river, the caiman and the anaconda remain as patient shadows, waiting for an opportunity to approach. Communication in the group is constant, using a series of whistles and barks that maintain the cohesion of the troop. Suddenly, the air tenses when an alpha male detects an unusual vibration in the bushes at a distance of 20 meters. A warning bark resonates on the riverbank, instantly activating a retreat protocol toward the aquatic refuge. The herd moves with surprising quickness, reaching 35 kilometers per hour to neutralize the tracker's advantage. The youngest specimens are escorted to the center, while the adults form a defensive barrier on the way to the river. Upon reaching the water, the capybara demonstrates its mastery, being able to remain submerged for 5 minutes to evade any visual detection. The pressure of this biological encounter is constant, but its group response capacity ensures the continuity of the species. Its existence regulates the growth of aquatic flora and provides the necessary balance for the health of the Pantanal ecosystem. Every successful escape is a lesson in survival passed down to the new generations of the wetland. The capybara is not just prey, it is the vibrant soul that maintains the dynamism in the heart of the lowlands of South America. At the end of the day, peace returns to the bank, confirming the success of their collective protection strategy. Moving away from the floodable zones, the landscape transforms into a golden savanna where an elegant silhouette dominates the horizon. The maned wolf, known scientifically as Cresocan brachyurus, possesses extraordinarily long limbs, adapted to see above the high vegetation. With a height of 90 centimeters to the shoulder, it is the tallest canid in South America, weighing about 30 kilograms. Its massive ears function as biological radars, capable of capturing the movement of small mammals from a great distance. Unlike other predators, its diet is diverse and includes the fruit of the lobera, which constitutes 50% of its diet. It is a solitary hunter that prefers autonomy, which requires extreme precision in each of its tactical interventions. Due to its individualistic nature, its success rate depends entirely on its patience and the surprise factor in the open terrain. Its way of walking is unique, moving the legs on the same side simultaneously to move with a silent efficiency through the grassland. It communicates through a raw bark that can resonate for 1 kilometer, establishing the limits of its vast territory. Faced with a threat, it bristles its dark mane to increase its visual size, a psychological response to deter potential competitors. As an architect of biodiversity, it acts as a vital seed disperser that ensures the health of the Cerrado grasslands. The maned wolf is the golden guardian of the plains, an evolutionary marvel that personifies the elegance of wildlife. The Pantanal unfolds like an infinite mirror of water where the jungle and the river merge in a humid and hot embrace. This labyrinth of intertwined channels represents a trial by fire for any living being that attempts to conquer its banks under the tropical sun. Suffocating humidity and sudden river rises dictate the rules of survival in this dynamic and dangerous environment. Extreme heat evaporates the water quickly, creating a dense atmosphere that exhausts the endurance of inhabitants who are not adapted to the climate. Xingu, an imposing jaguar with a spotted coat, emerges from the thicket of reeds, moving with absolute confidence through his domain. His robust and muscular body is the result of perfect evolution for life in the wettest areas of South America. His immediate objective is to capture large prey to maintain his vigor and ensure the defense of his vast fluvial territory. Without proper nutrition, his ability to patrol and expel other competing males will be severely diminished in the coming days. Failure in this search would mean the loss of his status as an apex predator, leaving the path clear for intruders to occupy his home. The solitude of his existence forces him to depend solely on his own skills, as he does not have a pride to support him. Xingu slides toward the muddy bank, keeping his body a few meters off the ground so as not to be detected by prey resting nearby. His paw pads allow him to walk on dry leaves and mud without emitting a single sound that alerts the river inhabitants. This feline possesses the most powerful bite force of all big cats in relation to its size, being able to reach 1,500 newtons of pressure. This scientific adaptation allows it to pierce resistant bone structures and thick shells that would be impossible for other jungle predators. The sudden movement of a group of birds alerts a 40-kilogram caiman resting on a sandbar in the middle of the river. The visual obstacle and the distance force Xingu to submerge completely, using his swimming skills to perform an invisible flanking maneuver underwater. With surprising speed, the predator emerges from the water and launches a lightning attack on the reptile's skull before it can submerge. The precision of the impact is surgical, seeking to disconnect the caiman's central nervous system in a fraction of a second to secure the capture. After the brief encounter, Xingu drags his prey out of the current to consume it in the safety of the dense vegetation. The success of his tactic proves that the jaguar is a master of stealth and brute power, capable of dominating both the land and the aquatic element. The role of this predator is crucial for the balance of the Pantanal, as it regulates the populations of reptiles and medium-sized mammals in the basin. By eliminating the less fit individuals, it ensures that only the strongest survive, maintaining the genetic health of all species in the ecosystem. While he feeds under the shadow of a fig tree, calm returns to the riverbank, but the jaguar knows that vigilance is the price of his sovereignty. New shadows move in the depth of the flooded jungle, and soon he must face a new challenge that will test his right to reign. The flooded plains of the Pantanal stretch as an infinite mirror of stagnant waters under the scorching afternoon sun. Thousands of barely visible eyes break the surface, revealing a massive presence that waits in absolute silence while life bustles around it. In this aquatic labyrinth, danger comes not only from hunger, but also from the shadows that lurk for the most vulnerable members of the colony. Young individuals, weighing barely a few kilograms, must avoid encounters with jaguars and large anacondas that patrol the banks. Caiman, an imposing male whose armored skin tells the story of countless battles for dominance of the backwater, emerges from the reeds. He is a master of patience, capable of remaining motionless for hours to become an integral part of the fluvial landscape. His objective is to capture prey large enough to sustain his massive body, of nearly 60 kilograms for the next few days. He needs to strengthen himself to maintain his position against other rivals who seek to snatch his coveted mating territory. The caiman begins its silent advance, submerging almost completely to reduce any disturbance on the water's surface. Its movements are fluid and slow, taking advantage of the gentle current to approach a sandbar where several birds are resting. This species possesses thousands of small sensory receptors in its jaw that detect the subtlest vibrations produced by movement in the water. This scientific advantage allows it to locate the position of its target with millimetric precision, even in the murkiest waters of the swamp. Its bone structure allows it to exert a bite pressure exceeding 2,000 newtons, a force capable of instantly immobilizing most of its prey. This physical power is key to ensuring the encounter concludes quickly before the victim can react or flee. An obstacle appears when a group of giant otters enters his hunting zone, creating a commotion that scares the birds and muddies the water. Caiman must change his strategy and wait for the noise to cease so as not to waste his energy on a failed attack. Success today ensures the caiman can continue playing its role as a regulator of aquatic populations in the ecosystem. Its presence is vital for maintaining the health of the wetland by eliminating the weakest individuals and ensuring the flow of nutrients. Despite its dominance, the cycle of life demands constant vigilance to protect the youngest individuals from the shadows lurking on the bank. The distant roar of a jaguar serves as a reminder that in this wetland, supremacy is a fragile balance that can change at any moment. Beneath the mirrored water and floating gardens of the Pantanal resides a titan that has perfected the art of absolute stealth. The green anaconda, scientifically named Eunectes murinus, is the sovereign of slow channels and flooded plains. With a length that can reach 6 meters, its biological structure is one of the most imposing in the reptile world. An adult specimen can weigh up to 250 kilograms, using the water's buoyancy to move with surprising agility. Its camouflage of dark spots on an olive-green background makes it almost invisible among the shadows cast by vegetation. The placement of its eyes and nostrils on the top of its skull allows it to monitor the environment while remaining submerged. This adaptation makes it an exceptional swimmer that dominates aquatic ecosystems with a majestic calm. Its capacity for physical interaction is based on a mechanical pressure force that can reach 4,000 newtons on its target. This technique aims to neutralize mobility and airflow constantly until ensuring total control of the situation. However, when venturing onto hard land, its mass becomes a limitation that reduces its speed and response capacity. On solid ground, its movement is slow and laborious, making it vulnerable to other large inhabitants of the ecosystem. As an apex predator of the wetland, the anaconda ensures that species diversity is maintained in a dynamic and healthy balance. In the vastness of the Pantanal plains, a figure emerges whose silhouette challenges all conventional logic of animal anatomy. The giant anteater, known scientifically as Myrmecophaga tridactyla, is one of the most unique and ancient creatures of this domain. This solitary inhabitant possesses a specialized evolutionary design, with an elongated snout that acts as a biological precision probe. An adult specimen can reach a length of 2 meters from the snout to the tip of its dense and bushy tail. Its weight reaches 40 kilograms, concentrated in a robust body that hides surprising physical power against threats. Its front legs are equipped with 10-centimeter curved claws, so sharp they function as tools of surgical precision. To protect these natural defenses, it walks on its knuckles, keeping the edge intact for interaction and feeding tasks. Its most sophisticated biological weapon is a tongue that extends up to 60 centimeters to extract sustenance from the deepest corners. It lacks teeth, but its sticky tongue allows it to consume up to 30,000 insects in a single daily cycle of constant activity. The power of its claws is sufficient to dismantle solid earth structures that resist the impact of external elements. Faced with the presence of a big cat like the jaguar, the anteater deploys a defense tactic that commands immediate respect. It rears up on its hind legs, using its tail as support to gain height and expose its front weapons to the opponent. This hug of absolute containment is capable of deterring the most powerful trackers, avoiding any type of close physical contact. Its ecological role is crucial, acting as a natural regulator that controls the expansion of social insects in the Pantanal ecosystem. The giant anteater is a masterpiece of survival, proving that uniqueness is an insuperable strength in wild nature. In the depth of the jungle and the plains, the sound of hundreds of hooves announces the arrival of an unstoppable collective force. The white-lipped peccary, or Taiasu peccari, is the architect of massive movement in the tropical ecosystem of South America. An adult individual possesses a compact and robust structure that weighs between 30 and 45 kilograms on average. Its most distinctive feature is the patch of light-colored fur around its jaw, which gives it its characteristic name. Unlike other mammals, they form immense groupings that can exceed 300 members in a single social unit. This organization allows them to dominate the terrain, transforming the group into a defensive wall against external trackers. When perceiving an unusual presence, the group uses a system of teeth chattering to emit a deterrent sound warning. They possess an odoriferous gland on their back used to identify troop members and maintain the team's cohesion. Their collective courage is phenomenal, being able to face big cats through a coordinated and energetic response. However, the strategy of superior predators seeks to fracture the unity to isolate the less protected individuals. Once separated from the mass, the peccary loses its primary tactical advantage and must rely on individual quickness to return to refuge. Its diet significantly influences the forest, consuming a wide variety of fruits and seeds during its nomadic travels. They can cover distances of 10 kilometers in a single day in search of new food resources to sustain the multitude. By processing the seeds, they act as natural regulators that promote the diversity and regeneration of regional flora. The white-lipped peccary represents the strength of unity, proving that cooperation is a fundamental survival tool. In the flooded stretches where the horizon merges with the water, a figure of noble bearing and natural elegance emerges. The marsh deer, known scientifically as Blastocorus dichotomus, is the largest representative of its family in South America. This majestic inhabitant can reach a height of 1.2 meters at the shoulder and a weight of approximately 150 kilograms. Its limbs are exceptionally long, an evolutionary adaptation that allows it to move fluidly in swampy terrain. It possesses wide hooves and interdigital membranes that distribute its weight, preventing it from sinking into the deep mud of the wetland. Its dense reddish coat provides thermal protection and effective camouflage among the tall, dry vegetation. The deer's senses are in constant maximum alert, picking up any unusual frequency that indicates the presence of a tracker. Its large ears act as acoustic radars, while its sense of smell detects chemical signals carried by the wind. Despite its imposing size, this herbivore is a primary target for big cats like the jaguar and puma. The biological pressure exerted by these predators forces the deer to maintain uninterrupted vigilance during feeding. When detecting a threat, it uses water as a strategic refuge, being a swimmer capable of crossing very deep channels. The marsh deer is an essential regulator of local flora, influencing the structure and growth of floodable grasslands. Its presence is an indicator of ecosystem health, reflecting the purity and stability of water resources in the Pantanal. Honoring the majesty of this inhabitant is understanding the delicate harmony that sustains wildlife in the heart of South America. Following the large-scale trackers, attention shifts to a tiny inhabitant who uses light as a visual warning. The poison dart frog, belonging to the family Dendrobatidae, is one of the most beautiful and dangerous jewels of tropical ecosystems. Its morphology stands out with electric colors that act as a communication system called aposematism. With a length that barely reaches 5 centimeters, this amphibian proves that power does not always reside in physical volume. Its weight is barely a few grams, allowing it to move over the thinnest leaves with absolute lightness. The biological weapon of this being resides in its skin, which secretes toxins capable of effectively neutralizing any opponent. The batrachotoxin present in its organism is so potent that it can deter even the largest trackers of the jungle. It obtains these chemical components through its specialized diet, composed mainly of specific ants and beetles. Its existence depends on constant humidity, inhabiting the lower strata of the forest where water keeps its skin hydrated. However, its tiny size makes it vulnerable to habitat loss and sudden changes in ambient temperature. They are exceptional parents, transporting their tadpoles on their backs to small pools of water in the heights of bromeliads. Interaction with this amphibian is a lesson on the limits of nature, where color is synonymous with incalculable risk. Despite lacking claws or fangs, its chemical defense grants it absolute respect within the regional food chain. It acts as a fundamental bioindicator, reflecting the health and balance of the humid ecosystems where it resides. The dart frog is a vibrant reminder that biodiversity hides secrets of power in the smallest forms of life. The jungle canopy opens to an infinite sky where sunlight transforms the deep green of the treetops into a mosaic of golden reflections. The air in the heights is fresh, but the competition for space and resources is as fierce as on the humid ground below. However, the beauty of this paradise hides a growing threat due to the scarcity of mandovi trees, the only ones that offer safe refuge. The loss of these nesting sites jeopardizes the continuity of the most iconic species that depend on height to survive. Azul, a hyacinth macaw whose deep cobalt plumage shines like a living jewel against the horizon, emerges among the branches. He moves with an aerial elegance, always keeping his eye on his mate flying a few meters away. His objective is to locate a palm tree loaded with ripe nuts to feed his mate and strengthen the bond that will keep them together for life. In the world of these birds, cooperation and fidelity are the only tools to ensure the success of the next generation. If he fails to find this specific sustenance, his mate will not have the calcium reserves necessary for the formation of eggs. Failure in this search would mean a year lost in the reproductive cycle, a hard blow for an already reduced population. Azul flies with determination, covering more than 10 kilometers while analyzing every corner of the green landscape in search of yellow clusters. His eyes capture wavelengths of light that allow him to distinguish the most nutritious fruits among the dense vegetation of the canopy. With a weight that barely exceeds 1.5 kilograms, this is the largest representative of the ceticids, possessing a wingspan that commands respect. His size gives him the stability needed to maneuver during the tropical storms that frequently strike the Pantanal region. His beak is an extraordinary evolutionary tool, capable of exerting a pressure force that reaches the 1200 newtons on hard surfaces. This scientific power allows him to open palm nuts that would be impossible to break for any other animal, making him a specialist. An obstacle arises when a group of aggressive toucans tries to expel them from the fruit tree, claiming the territory through deafening squawks. Azul must change his feeding tactics, staying alert to defend his mate without initiating a physical confrontation that would exhaust him. After a tense wait, he manages to access the highest fruits and uses his manual dexterity to peel the outer shell with amazing precision. The climax of his effort is reached when he offers the first bite to his mate, sealing once again their commitment in the heights. The success of today ensures that the seeds are transported and deposited far from the mother tree, guaranteeing the regeneration of the forest. This ecological function turns them into invisible architects that maintain the health and diversity of their jungle home for the future. As the sun sets, the pair retreats to their refuge, but the echo of a terrestrial predator lurking from the ground breaks the calm. A new danger moves in the darkness, and soon the safety of their nest will be tested by an unexpected visitor. With the first flash of dawn over the wetlands, a figure of chromatic elegance emerges among the shallow waters. The roseate spoonbill, scientifically named Platalea arjaja, transforms the landscape with its plumage of bright and vibrant tones. This majestic bird mainly inhabits flooded plains and mangroves, where the liquid barely covers a few centimeters of terrain. Its most distinctive feature is its long and flattened beak, a unique evolutionary tool with the shape of a precision spoon. With a wingspan that reaches 1.2 meters, it moves with a lightness that barely disturbs the surface of the aquatic environment. The intense pink color of its feathers comes from the carotenoid pigments present in the crustaceans it habitually consumes. To feed, the spoonbill performs a rhythmic movement from side to side, sweeping the water with an impeccable mechanical technique. Its beak features extremely sensitive sensory receptors that detect the slightest vibration of small fish or invertebrates. Once it perceives the movement, the beak closes with surprising quickness to secure the necessary sustenance effectively. This strategy allows it to explore muddy bottoms where visibility is zero, trusting entirely in its specialized biological touch. However, its survival is intimately linked to the presence of seasonal shallow waters with stable and nutritious levels. Wetland degradation and habitat loss represent a critical challenge for the stability of their social colonies. During nesting season, they form dense groups that collaborate in vigilance against possible aerial trackers patrolling the area. When flying, its wings beat at a constant frequency, allowing it to cover distances of several kilometers between its various resting areas. As a bioindicator of environmental health, the roseate spoonbill reflects the richness and balance of the water systems of the Pantanal. The heart of the Pantanal beats to the rhythm of a hydrological cycle that transforms the plain into the most extensive wetland on the planet. This ecosystem covers an approximate area of 200,000 square kilometers, extending mainly through the territory of Brazil. During the rainy season, the water level rises constantly, covering up to 80% of the land surface. This flood pulse deposits nutrient-rich sediments that fertilize the soil for the growth of thousands of plant species. The biological productivity of these submerged prairies is the motor that drives the food chain of the entire region. More than 3,500 species of plants coexist in this environment, adapting their life cycles to the constant presence of the liquid. The waters of the Pantanal harbour about 260 species of fish that migrate through the channels to complete their reproduction cycle. The sky fills with movement with the presence of 650 species of birds that depend on aquatic resources for their sustenance. Temperatures in the region can exceed 40 degrees Celsius, generating a massive evaporation that regulates the local climate. Mammals seek refuge in the Cordilleras, which are natural elevations of land that remain dry during the flood. The interaction between water and land creates a biodiversity that is unique in terms of biological density and variety. This mosaic of lagoons and flooded fields acts as an immense natural filter that purifies the water from nearby fluvial systems. The Pantanal captures tons of carbon each year, functioning as a vital lung for the atmospheric stability of South America. The fragility of this system demands absolute respect for its natural cycles in the face of pressure from external development. Protecting these prairies is ensuring the persistence of thousands of life forms that depend on the harmony between water and land. When torrential rains transform the Pantanal into an interior ocean, the rules of survival are completely rewritten. The jaguar demonstrates extraordinary versatility by turning the aquatic environment into its primary tactical ally. Below the surface of the overflowing channels, Panthera onca moves with an elegance that challenges its imposing physical volume. Weighing more than 100 kilograms, this feline uses its powerful limbs to navigate between submerged roots. The rise in water level reduces the refuge areas of its opponents, facilitating the strategic encounter in the wetland. While patrolling the flooded margins, the jaguar detects the thermal signature of a caiman resting among floating foliage. Its approach is almost imperceptible, keeping only its eyes and ears above the transparent liquid to monitor the target. The water muffles the sound of its advance, allowing it to shorten the distance in a millimetric and totally silent way. At the moment of interaction, the jaguar releases phenomenal kinetic energy that neutralizes the reptile's defensive reaction. Its mechanical pressure force, reaching 1,500 newtons, is the definitive tool to ensure biological success in the capture. During this season of water abundance, fish also become an accessible resource in zones of moderate flow. The feline's immersion capacity allows it to explore depths to intercept aquatic prey with superior technical precision. This stage defines the jaguar's absolute dominance over all inhabitants who share its ecosystem during seasonal floods. Its role as supreme regulator ensures that the biological system maintains its vitality despite the drastic fluctuations of the environment. The jaguar not only survives the flood, but reigns over it with a majesty that commands respect throughout the region. When the sun of the dry season imposes itself on the horizon, the vast mirror of water begins to fragment into small isolated pools. The Pantanal experiences a drastic metamorphosis, where water abundance yields to a heat that often exceeds 42 degrees Celsius. Rivers reduce their flow alarmingly, and lagoons contract, forcing millions of beings to congregate in the last wet refuges. This massive concentration of biomass in reduced spaces creates a scenario of high-intensity biological interaction. Thousands of fish are trapped in narrow channels, becoming an easily accessible energy resource for the area's trackers. The jaguar takes advantage of this strategic advantage, monitoring the edges of the pools where the distance to its target is minimal. Its efficiency in encounters increases significantly as the dry terrain drastically limits the escape routes of its opponents. Hundreds of caimans group together in coryxos, sharing the scarce oxygen left in the increasingly murky liquid. Wading birds gather in these natural pools to obtain their sustenance with minimal energy expenditure due to the high density of prey. The volume of water in these refuges drops at a rate of several liters per hour due to extreme evaporation under the tropical sun. Terrestrial trackers must cover distances of up to 20 kilometers daily to locate a stable hydration source in the Cerrado. Biological pressure at these gathering points is absolute, forcing each species to refine its tactics of defense and communication. This stage of water restriction functions as a natural filter that selects individuals with the greatest capacity for resilience and adaptation. Only those who manage to conserve their energy and dominate the scarce resources will ensure the continuity of their lineage until the return of the rains. Over the vast stretches of the Pantanal, a giant of white wings rises to claim its position as the supreme symbol of this domain. The jabiru, known scientifically as Jabiru mygteria, is the largest stork in America and the soul of the floodplains. With a height that reaches 1.5 meters, its presence commands respect in every corner of the wetland. Its wingspan is phenomenal, extending almost 3 meters to soar through air currents with absolute elegance. Despite its great size, it has an approximate weight of 8 kilograms, facilitating its mobility between the various strata of the ecosystem. The most distinctive feature is its black and red neck that contrasts with the immaculate plumage of its robust body. Its massive and slightly curved beak is a precision tool designed to intercept fish and amphibians in shallow waters. When feeding, it demonstrates strategic patience, waiting for the exact moment to secure its sustenance with a quick and accurate movement. It builds immense nests in the crowns of the highest trees, structures that can measure up to 2 meters in diameter. Communication between members of the species is carried out through a rhythmic clattering of the beak, creating a distinctive acoustic signal. As a regulator of aquatic life, the jabiru ensures that the biological balance of the wetland is maintained at optimal levels. Its existence is a reflection of the Pantanal's health, a feathered guardian watching over the harmony of the lowlands. In the vast stage of the Pantanal, the convergence of multiple elite trackers transforms the terrain into a high biological strategy board. The jaguar, or Panthera onca, exercises its absolute sovereignty with a mass of 100 kilograms, but must share its domain with other specialists. The puma, scientifically Puma concolor, acts as the most agile competitor, capable of covering distances at a speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Although the puma avoids direct encounters with the jaguar, both dispute the same energy resources in forest transition zones. In the waterways, the giant otter, or Pteronura brasiliensis, introduces a group dynamic that can challenge even the lords of the jungle. Known as the river wolves, these 1.8-meter otters use social cooperation to protect their fishing areas from any intruder. The Yacare caiman, with its bony armor, represents a constant presence that forces felines to refine their approach tactics. A jaguar can apply a mechanical pressure of 1,500 newtons to ensure a successful interaction with a caiman on the riverbanks. Chemical signals and territorial markings extend for kilometers, establishing an invisible border that regulates predator density. During water scarcity, biological tension increases drastically, forcing each species to defend its water refuges with vigor. Power hierarchy depends not only on brute force, but on each individual's ability to read the signals of the dynamic environment. This constant competition functions as a natural selection motor that ensures the biological excellence of the Pantanal's inhabitants. By regulating each other, these trackers keep the herbivore population at levels that allow the regeneration of regional flora. The balance network created by these encounters ensures that no species dominates absolutely to the detriment of global biodiversity. The Pantanal is the testimony of a coexistence forged by strength and respect, a perfect harmony that has endured for millennia. The Pantanal stands as the most imposing biological monument of the lowlands, a kingdom where water dictates the fate of life. With an extension exceeding 200,000 square kilometers, this sanctuary houses the highest density of elite trackers in the world. From the jaguar's power to the caiman's persistence, each inhabitant contributes to one of the most complex ecological networks on the planet. However, this dynamic balance faces critical challenges that test the resilience of its natural cycles. The rise in global temperatures and prolonged drought periods threaten to reduce the region's vital water refuges. Large-scale forest fires represent an incalculable risk to the integrity of flora and the safety of wildlife. The loss of biodiversity in this wetland would affect the atmospheric stability and rainfall cycle of the entire continent. It is imperative to implement protection strategies that guarantee the persistence of this natural heritage against external impact. Preservation of the Pantanal is a shared responsibility to ensure that the Jaguars' roar continues to resonate through the lowlands. By safeguarding water flows, we protect the home of thousands of species that find their sustenance in this millennial harmony. The majesty of this kingdom of predators is a reminder of the power and fragility of creation in the face of global change. The Pantanal must remain as the eternal stage where wildlife writes its chapters of success and resilience forever. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video to carry this message of respect far. Every gesture helps protect nature's wonderful creation